Things people say to single women in their 30s. Part 1. Say you're at a party where you don't really know anybody. I guarantee you the conversations will go a little something like this. It's so nice to meet you. Where's your husband? Oh, no, I'm not married. Oh, your boyfriend then? Where's he? Nope, I'm single. Oh, are you divorced? No, Susan, never been married. Oh. Okay, nice to meet ya. Yup. And then the conversations with your extended family go a little something like this. Oh, sweetheart, you're still single? You haven't settled down yet? No, I just haven't settled yet. Oh, well, you better get going on that because you're not getting any younger.
Like, I don't even date anymore. I just foster men until they find their forever homes.
Are we supposed to know what we're doing? No? Great. Just checking. Gonna go back to vodka now.
So, does this look like an appealing option, being a female over 30 and still single, without a man, without a family, without a husband, while everyone in your family, everybody that you grew up with, your friends, everyone on your Facebook is asking, hey, you still single? Right? Because I know that gets irritating after a while, right? Because you're tired of coming up with new excuses or having to repeat the same excuse for why you are still out there unmarried, without children. And then you have people who do have families going, don't you want to have a family someday? You know, don't you feel like you're missing out? And then it gets old after a while, right? And the reason why you keep hearing these questions from friends, family, coworkers, childhood friends, you name it, is because that's instinctually and biologically what you're supposed to do. Okay? And it's really sad that the 60s, I mean, because this is really where this all started, guys. Just give you a quick history lesson. This started in the 60s, okay? Because this wasn't like this in the 50s. In the 50s, women still got married. Women still had families. Women still had kids. You know, they would do that whole number. And what happened was you had a bunch of women who couldn't get men. I mean, let's just boil it down to brass tacks. What happened was you had a bunch of women who couldn't get men, were just loud, a little too loud, a little too conceited, a little too disrespectful, a little too unsupportive, didn't know how to take care of a man, didn't know how to hang on to a man. These women, because they were bitter that no man wanted that, all these women started to conglomerate together. And once the 60s happened, that started this movement of women's liberation. Oh, you shouldn't be at home. You shouldn't be a housewife. You shouldn't be vacuuming. You shouldn't be making your kids lunch and all this other stuff. You deserve to be free, girl. You shouldn't do that stuff. Oh, you know, we're going to be free. We're going to make our own money. We're going to get our own jobs. And all of this other snake oil that they sold women on, you know, because they themselves, at the very core of this, they themselves could not get nor hang on to a man. And as the saying goes, misery loves company. Okay? And unfortunately, because most women go along to get along, I've mentioned that before, most women are followers by default. That's just how, you know, they were, how they evolved, right? It's just how they evolved. So I'm not faulting them for that. However, the dangers in being a follower is you're just going to go with the mob. You're just going to go with who has the loudest voice, who looks the scariest. You know, you're just going to go along with that, you know, especially if you're being bullied, you're just going to go along with it and you're not going to fight back. Whereas men will fight back. This is why, you know, 60 years later, right, since the 60s, we're still fighting this. We are still fighting this. Of course, we've lost a lot of guys because they've just turned in their penis, turned in their nuts, and became a woman and started going to these, you know, these pussy marches with these chicks and started becoming male feminists and started, you know, speaking out against other men and toxic masculinity and all this. So these guys, because they have a weak frame, they just went along with it, right? But for the strong men out there who are still out there, and you're probably one of them watching my video, we're still fighting this. And you know what? We are going to win. Okay, and I'm not just, you know, blowing smoke up your butt. We are going to win this. The tide is going to turn. And I've never seen feminists, the woke mob, leftists, everyone who's basically pushing this, so fearful. They're shaking in their boots. I mean, they are trying to do everything possible to cancel you. They removed the like button on YouTube, right? I mean, anything that will not show that they are losing. Okay, I mean, they are just panicking in their boots, doing anything they can to shut down the other side, right? You see this in every sphere of society, especially politics, right? But definitely in male to female relationships is where I specialize, right? Because I am a professional dating coach. So the tide will turn. Okay, the tide will eventually turn. But, you know, in any case, not to get too far off track, this all started in the 60s. Okay, the reason why so many women are so miserable today and are still single and over 30, and you're going to see that, you know, that population grow at least for the next generation, unfortunately, until we finally reach a tipping point where women will finally wake up and go, you know what, I'm miserable. This isn't working. I'm not happy. I want to find a man. I don't like this. And then, you know, the actual more numbers and more statistics will come out that women are committing suicides more than ever before, and women are more depressed than ever before. They're on antidepressants more than ever before, which they already are, right? But it will continue to get worse and worse, where finally something will be done about it, right? It's going to hit a tipping point. We're not there yet, but eventually we will get there. So when I hear these girls complaining about how, you know, like everyone in their social circle is constantly interrogating them, how come you're still single? Why don't you have a man? The reason why is because, A, that stigma exists and it's never going to go away. That, you know, as a female, you should have settled in your 20s. You should have cashed in your chips. You should have quit while you were ahead. You should have taken your cards off the table and left the casino. You should not still be out there doing what you're doing, right? And any red pill guy, especially you guys follow my channel, I've told you a number of times, right? One of my most popular videos is single women over 30 are damaged goods. It's one of my most popular videos. Of course, got attacked like crazy. I still, to this day, I get attacked for that video. It's almost 2 years old. Still to this day. It's like I just uploaded it, right? And I take that heat. But I stand my ground because I stand behind what I said. I don't apologize for it. I stand behind it, right? And, of course, I always say that, you know, not all women, right? It's just most. Overwhelmingly, most of them are the DG after 30. Of course, there's always these anomalies. You know, maybe the girl was, you know, she grew up in an abused home or whatever. You know, there's always some kind of anomaly where she's still unmarried and single in her 30s. Or she had, one woman wrote me and she said, well, I would have loved to get married, but our dad passed away and I had to raise, basically take care of everybody. And I had sisters and I had to go to work. My mom was disabled. Oh, I totally get that. I'm not calling you DG because you're still single in your 30s. I get that. I mean, you could have found a man, but I get that. I understand you had just a mountain of responsibility where you couldn't settle in your 30s. So I get that. There are anomalies out there. However, my videos are not, and statistics are not based on anomalies. They're not based on outliers. They are based on the overwhelming majority. Okay, but it seems like these outliers always tend to find that video. Go, wait, what are you talking about, stupid PUA? I'm not DG, and this is my story. It's like, okay, great. Then it doesn't apply to you. Why are you getting so triggered? Why are you getting so upset? Okay, if it doesn't apply to you, you shouldn't get upset. So, in any case, that's one of my most popular videos, and I stand behind it. If you're still single and in your 30s, the only reason for that, outside of the anomalies, please stop messaging me. Outside of the anomalies, the only reason for being still single in your 30s as a female is that you went unchosen. Nobody wanted you, right? And there's a reason for that. And you guys who have dated these women in their 30s who are still single, tell me I'm wrong. You guys have let me know your stories. You didn't know any better until you found my channel, did you? You didn't. Nobody ever told you. A lot of even these red pill guys, they never said that. I was probably one of the first ones saying that, and that actually like titled my video that, which I probably couldn't get away with today, but I did title my video that single women over 30 are damaged goods. I didn't see any other content creator have the balls to do that, right? Without risk of like fear of getting like tons of backlash, which I said, to this day I still get. But I'm always like, okay, have a dialogue with me. Prove me wrong. Why aren't you DG over 30? What is your story? And outside of those few anomalies that I can count on my hand, the overwhelming majority of them are the DG. And them, sending me these attack messages and whatever, just proved it. It always proves it. However, it does not, exempt them from the truth, which women, especially single women over 30, do not like to hear. And the truth is, if you're over the age of 30 and you don't have a man, don't have a ring on your finger, are not engaged, don't have a family, there's a reason for that. It's not because you couldn't find a man. It's not because all men are bad. It's not because of toxic masculinity. It's not because of that. It's because you voluntarily chose to pass up these good men and jump on the carousel, with bad boys. That's usually, overwhelmingly, the majority of the time, the situation. Which many of these girls, now with TikTok and all that, they admit, I'm in a situationship. What is a situationship? I see a lot of these girls in their 20s on TikTok talk about how they're stuck in a situationship. What is that? A situationship is where you're banging bad boys and they won't commit to you. That's what a situationship is. You're banging all these bad boys, you're ignoring all the nice guys, and you're choosing the bad boy. And I've said, overwhelmingly, 95% of the guys out there, maybe more, maybe as high as 97%, are nice guys. They just want to be with you. They just want to, become your boyfriend. They want to take you to, to meet their parents, and they want to take you on vacations, and they want to build something with you. They want to create trust, loyalty, respect, mutual respect, and they want to take care of you. And they want to support you in your dreams, and they want to, and they just expect the same in return. Do you go out there and do you find one of those 95%, 97% of guys that, you don't even have to look for? They're already in your friend zone. Because as I've told you guys, a lot of these girls are not unattractive. They're either really cute or really good looking. They don't have any problem finding a man. So instead of, choosing one of those billions of guys in their friend zone, what do? They ignore those guys, and they purposely go out there, or somehow find the, the 3 to 5% of guys that are bad, that are mean, that don't care for them, that don't want to build anything for them, that just want to pull their panties down, get their fix in, and then just call them whenever they're horny. Those are the guys they choose. So how can you blame like a family member who asks you like, hey, why aren't you married yet? Because they know, right? I mean, instinctually, they can't articulate it as well as somebody in our community. You can, I can, because we have red pill knowledge. They can't articulate it that way, and really break it down. But instinctually, they know, like, something must be wrong with her. They know, like, okay, how come nobody picked you? Why are you still out there? It becomes very obvious, right? It's no different. Remember, speaking of which, I'm in front of a school right now, and I was just recalling how in school, you probably had this too. Remember, like at PE, you would pick teams, whether you're playing volleyball, kickball, dodgeball. You would pick teams, right? They would divide the class. They'd take 2 captains. Usually the 2 captains were the best players, usually the best at sports. And then those 2 captains would just pick off which kid he wanted on his team. And then after, picking all the best players, you would, they would have to kind of like filter through all the bad players, because all the bad players are always picked last, right? They're always picked last. I don't know how woke schools go these days. I'm sure they don't do that anymore. But back in my day, there was a lot more honesty going on. And you would pick the best players for your team. And then anybody left over, you're like, that kid is just like a little, he has 2 left feet, or he's not good at sports, or he just doesn't have a lot of coordination, athletically. So I don't want that guy. And then you would see the kids who are being picked last, and you would know, right? You'd be like, okay, that guy's not good, right? And it's no different with the dating market. It's, if you're still out there, nobody picked you, there's a reason for that. I've always said, like, all the good women I remember growing up with that were not even that hot, right? They were just cute, that were good and just not disrespectful and not constantly in your face or anything. They just, they were nurturing. They were good listeners. I mean, they were supportive. They didn't have a disdain for men. Those women, not even surprised, they're married. They're still married to this day, right? As old as I am, they're still married. They still have their families. I see them on my Facebook. I'm like, they're still married. They still, their kids are grown now, but I'm like, they've been married the whole time. But the women I remember growing up with, even the hottest ones that were just a little too full of themselves, a little too self-centered, a little too me. I don't care about you. It's about me. It's my world. It's my world. And all that, still single. And you'll see the same out there with these DGs over 30 and still single. You'll see the exact same thing. Tell me I'm wrong. But as always, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you would like to add, anything I might have missed. Please feel free to share below with the tribe. I always love to see you guys, my comments. I always love to read them. So please drop those comments below. So, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Do it for the DeLorean. Smash that like button below for the DeLorean. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you subscribe, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay? Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm because they're definitely not helping me anymore. I need your help. So subscribe to my channel. Share my videos with your buddies. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, stainless steel pill content, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all over the world are out there approaching and closing every single day, every single week, no matter what type of racial divisions going on in the world, no matter what type of virus is going on in the world, we are out there making things happen 24/7, just living our lives and having fun and taking no prisoners. And I want you to be a part of that. Okay? Life is short. I want you to be part of it. I want you to learn how to do it. And right now, the first month is only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons in 7 Months to Mastery, which is a very, very, very valuable program. I highly recommend you join. It's only $1 for the entire first month of content, so take advantage of it. And it only takes 2 seconds to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.